My name is David Doan. I'm the president at Axigent Technologies Group. We're a managed service provider in Amarillo, Texas, and my day-to-day responsibilities are, general business operations, sales and quoting, and tier 3 tech support. So our company has been in business. This is our 20th year this year. As far as what we've done, we started out with 2 people, and we've had pretty consistent year-over-year growth. I think we're up to about 14 employees now, and we usually hit between 10 and 20% year-over-year growth as far as numbers go. So it's been pretty consistent, it's been steady, and our goal into the future is to maintain that type of growth. It's not too fast and it's not too slow. So our target customer base is really the small and medium business market. We actually have a pretty wide variety of customers, medical facilities, law firms, accounting firms, manufacturing, and nonprofits. Those are kind of our biggest customer base, but really anything that falls into that commercial SMB space, they're usually a good fit for us. So what really got us looking at a zero trust endpoint solution is the ever-changing and growing threat landscape. So, we noticed that, obviously traditional AV, it wasn't cutting it anymore. So, next gen AV brings a lot to the table and really helps in terms of some behavioral analysis and, some threat mitigation, but it still doesn't catch everything. So for us, the zero trust route seemed like the most logical solution because, we still have, a few customers that, these are my computers and I own them and I want to be able to do whatever I want on them. And so this at least gives us a little leeway where we can say, well, you can do whatever you want, but we're still going to have some visibility into what you're running so that, something malicious doesn't get executed because you have administrator rights and you can do whatever you want to do. So, and then a lot of ransomware and malware also, doesn't really require that anymore. It can execute on any system. And so as that becomes more prevalent, we had to take steps to prevent that from happening to help protect our customers. When we made the decision to purchase ThreatLocker, we really hadn't done a lot of looking around, but we had, been in contact with some other managed service providers and, asked them what they use, and everybody was using ThreatLocker. So that really pointed us in that direction and kind of helped guide that decision. So when we got to looking at ThreatLocker, we noticed that they had a lot of different options in their product, which was really nice because that gave us some tools we could use for our customers. So the things that were really interesting was obviously the allow listing. So we could, permit known and trusted applications. The ring fencing was really cool. That way we can run an application that doesn't need to talk to the internet. And if it tries to, we can shut it down. Stuff like PowerShell doesn't need to talk to the internet in most cases. So that can prevent a lot of ransomware from coming into the network. The elevation feature was really cool. That way we can give elevated permissions to a user to run an application without having to log in as administrator. So, and then I think they've come out with a couple of more things that we're pretty interested in, like the network access control. That's going to be a cool feature. The whole suite of products there, and we have everything. I think we pay for the whole thing, and so we're in the storage blocking. So being able to block, USB storage devices. That's one of the interesting products that we're trying to get all these deployed, but it's a very slow process, and that's not ThreatLocker's fault. That's just the nature of the application. So far we've been very happy with it. So working with ThreatLocker support for the most part has been outstanding. One of the things that we didn't really know or understand getting into ThreatLocker was that we would have a dedicated solutions engineer. During the onboarding process, I think we did a weekly call, and that's now moved to every 2 weeks. And that has been fantastic. The cyber hero support has been fantastic. The training has been great. Obviously, trying to get time to run all of your staff through that. Again, not a ThreatLocker problem, but the training and the interaction with the ThreatLocker support team has been phenomenal. So that's been a really huge takeaway for us with our ThreatLocker experience. And you don't get that with a lot of other vendors. One of the things that we're trying to accomplish by deploying ThreatLocker is to help streamline our cybersecurity efforts and really improve our business efficiency. So part of that is ideally it's prevented unknown or malicious programs from running, which in theory has saved tens or hundreds of hours of remediation from a ransomware attack or a malware threat or something like that from executing on our customers' networks. So we're still in the process, I think, of quantifying that data. But on the other hand, there's, when you deploy ThreatLocker, you have to, have it learn everything on your client's network. And then, 6 months down the road, they're trying to run something new or, run a program that they rarely run. So there's a little bit of a trade-off in terms of what the system blocks versus that's bad versus what the system blocks that's good. But I think overall, yes, it has helped quite a bit to streamline our cybersecurity efforts. We've tried to develop some metrics or KPIs to track the success of ThreatLocker and our other cybersecurity defense software. And that's something that is an ongoing process. We've only been on this product, I think, about 8 months. So we're still onboarding clients, and we're still, trying to figure out how to get those metrics out of ThreatLocker and our other tools to say, well, okay, we've spent, this much time permitting valid applications versus here's the data from ThreatLocker that says we've blocked all of these potentially harmful things. So until we can get that data, we really don't have a good baseline yet, but we hope to have that probably within the next 6 months. So when we first deployed ThreatLocker, we had mixed reactions from customers. Some were thrilled. It's another thing to help keep them secure and protected. Others were annoyed because now we run this program forever, and for whatever reason ThreatLocker didn't learn it properly, or we didn't give it enough time. There's a little bit of, hey, what's this on my computer that's not letting me run this program? So our strategy there has really been to let it learn a little bit longer. And once we got that ironed out, our customers' reactions really have been more or less positive. So, it's annoying, but it's a necessary evil. And whenever they can see that, like, okay, this is blocking something that's a legitimate threat, then they're like, okay, then, we understand that this is why we have it. In the managed services industry, obviously it's ever changing, and we're always seeing new challenges. Really for us, we're still seeing security as being the biggest challenge. Everything else is pretty, dialed in as far as, you've got cloud services and on-prem services and stuff like that. But the challenge of keeping all that secure seems to be the most influx thing that we have to deal with. So that's where we've set our sights, and that's what we're focusing on. Goals for the next 3 months to help tackle these challenges as far as security is really just evaluating and making sure we're using the right software to do the right thing, to take care of our customers and not break the bank at the end of the day. That's everybody's goal. So that's where we're focused. With regard to the ThreatLocker team being able to help us meet our goals, I think that's why we partnered with them. Like I said, they've been fantastic to work with. Not only the support team, but the account management team, they're engaged, they're asking questions, they're making sure, is there something you want to see our product do that it doesn't do? And, and they listen. So that's appreciated. Would we recommend ThreatLocker to our peers? Absolutely. That was one of the decision-making factors that we took into consideration when we partnered with ThreatLocker. And, anytime anybody asks us, what we're doing for our security stack, ThreatLocker's right there at the top of the list. as far as what we're recommending. It's been a great tool.